call. Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Flores, and myself. We do have a quorum, folks. If y'all will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Ward.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank y'all. Approving minutes. Move. On motion, Commissioner Flores.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Citizens' comments. We did have a couple, or one, Mr. Hodge, but he'll go ahead and wait until we get to the item. And I think there's a couple of individuals might also want to speak. 7, Treasurer's report. There is none. And let's go straight to the item. We're going to move to item 10. And we get done with Mr. Hurao. Mr. Hurao, right now, when we get done with item 10, since you're here, we'll go ahead and, after we get done with item 10, we'll go to it. That way you don't have to sit through the whole thing. Item 10, discussion possible action, a joint application of AEP Texas Inc. and the City of San Antonio acting by and through City Public Service Board to amend their certification, or their certificates of convenience and necessity for the Howard to Soltis 765 kilovolt, I guess, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Single circuit transmission line in Atascosa, Bandera, Bear, Crockett, Edwards, Kerr, Kinney, Medina, Pecos, Real, Sutton, Terrell, Uvalde, and Valverde counties. We got a packet last week detailing where they were going through, and we put it on the agenda just because we'd talked about this once before, and we'd already sent a letter saying that we opposed it, not completely opposed it, but we opposed it because of landowner rights and environmental issues and stuff like that. And this came back up, and I thought the court should be involved again with another letter to send to it. So that's how come it's on the agenda. If there'd be people right now, because we are at the item that would like to speak, Mr. Hodge, if you want. Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Byron Hodge, and I'm here in opposition, not necessarily to the concept of the transmission line, but to the routing issue. And let me say to begin with that this is the most complicated legal matter that I've had occasion to look at in the 50 some odd years that I've practiced law. It is amazing how complicated and expensive this process is. It took me a long time to figure out exactly what was going on because nobody explained it in a way that made sense. But this is a bifurcated process. The first part of the process is an administrative process. It's not, the courts aren't involved. The determination is going to be made by an administrative law judge through an administrative process, and the purpose of the first part of this procedure is to determine the route. The second part, once the route has been determined, is a legal matter, and it involves the condemnation of the various links that constitute the route that's been selected in the first administrative part, and that's a series of condemnation cases if agreement is not made with the various landowners that are involved and whose property is going to be condemned if they don't come to an agreement with the folks that are proposing this. My purpose today is to discuss the routing issue. when I came in about 30 minutes ago and was visiting with Karen about what this was about, she said, well, why didn't they just go up 277 and to I-10 and make it real simple? You're in a existing right-of-way all the way. There's other utilities that are in place along that route, and you don't disturb anybody. You don't end up with problems crossing the Devil's River, and you don't make the ranches that this is going to cross unsuitable for recreation purposes. That's one of the things that it makes this whole thing extremely difficult, because the attraction for people coming out to go hunting or fishing or other recreational activities in Val Verde County and this whole part of West Texas, all of Val Verde County, is because it's virtually uninhabited, and the fact that it has that kind of a feature, and the wildlife situation is greater than it is in most other places. Val Verde County is unique in the fact that it has two of the main rivers in West Texas, the Pecos and the Devil's River, running through it. So the thing that I would like to ask the court to do is to continue opposing the routes that have been selected. There's 77 different routes that are put together by the applicant in this case in the routing process, and after they get through hearing all of the proponents and the people that are either contesting it or have been made parties to it, they go. The administrative law judge will make a determination. What I would like to see the county do is continue in their posture of opposition, but suggest that the route which makes sense to most people that I've talked to is to follow 277 in the existing rights of way that are along that route, all the way to I-10, and then follow I-10 out into West Texas to the end of the line. It keeps from doing the damage that will result if they get out of an established right-of-way area and condemn new country that is right now pristine recreational, primarily recreational. It's still being used for ranching, but it's the highest and best use for this country is recreational. So one other thing that the county can do, the county doesn't have authority, I don't believe, and I defer to the county attorney to make an opinion on that, but I don't think the county has authority to tell the transmission line that they can't cross the county road. They do have authority to approve or disapprove a roadway that crosses a county road, but I don't think they have the authority to approve or disapprove a electric transmission line. The county is in the same position as a landowner whose property is affected and is subject to condemnation. You can become a part of the suit by filing an interpleader action, and you're treated just like a landowner whose whose property is subject to condemnation. And I would like to see the county consider filing a interpleader action and becoming a part of the process. That's the only way you're going to be able to be heard and really have a part in making a determination of where this route is going to be. So that's pretty much what I have to say. If anybody has a question that I might answer, I'll be happy to attempt to do so.
I think we're good. Y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
There we go.
I'm Darrell Davis. I'm a landowner in Valverde County, and I just want to thank the Commissioners Court for their opposition to the Howard Solstice transmission line, and like to encourage you to continue that opposition. These electric towers would be 160 feet tall, and it'd take a right-of-way of 200 feet wide, and that's going to be a detriment to our property values in northern Valverde County, or any place in Valverde County that it crosses. There is a new development that I want everyone to make sure everyone's aware of, and I don't know if it'll have an effect on this or not. These transmission lines have been in the planning process since 2024, and the main reason for them is the AI data centers. The AI data centers take a lot of power. Just last week, President Trump, this new development, last week, President Trump he had a meeting with the executives of the AI, a lot of the AI data centers. And he told them that if they would develop their own generating capacity in close proximity to the AI data centers, that he would ensure that the government would streamline the approval process for that generating capacity. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes decades to get the government to approve anything. He said, we'll streamline this approval process if you'll build generating capacity in close proximity to those data centers. That seems like to me that could have an effect on these proposed lines. So I just want to encourage you to continue with your opposition. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Is there anybody else? Are we good? Do the commissioners want to make a comment, and then we'll try to get everything into a motion? Commissioner, I know that you've been looking at it.
I would like, aside from the letter that you were speaking of, to include in the same motion for Valverde County to apply to be an intervener, just like the landowners can do it as a county.
Okay. Commissioner Vasquez.
I stand opposed, Judge, so whatever, I'm here with the court, whatever we can do, that's my opinion. I'm just totally against it.
Comment?
My only thing is, we hired a lobbyist at the state level.
We haven't hired.
We haven't hired them yet? Well,
Yeah.
when we hire them, can we get them on this?
Yes.
Because it's going to get settled in Austin. It's not going to get settled here.
Okay.
So we need someone with some leverage pushing
Yeah.
our side.
And our deadline is before April 1st.
Okay. Well, the letter would be now, within the week.
Yes, sir.
Not within this week, but within 7 days, we could get a letter out and get that through there. Commissioner, you have any comments?
Yes, I think we need to protect the property owners. Where this transmission line is gonna go through, I think it's not right, them cutting in through the middle of ranches. So I think I-10 would be a great idea, but, I'm all for protecting the property owners.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
there's another thing, I don't know if everybody understood on that map, that those red colors of shade, those are the areas that you can see the transmission line from. So the transmission line is this red line And all that red splotch around it is how many transmission lines you'll be able to see. So the dark red shows 40 pylons, 40 towers will be visible from the dark. The lightest, the pink one, you can see the swath that runs through the county. And it's like they come into Valverde County as soon as they can, and they stay in Valverde County as long as they can. I think if they're gonna move, they can maybe move closer towards Rock Springs and go up and not just include as much of Valverde County as they can.
Well, I think one of the things that was proposed was that they could stick close to a highway that's already there, right? It would make all the sense in the world. Maybe we could send Karen up there. Right? Made a lot of sense, didn't it? Yeah. And the person that sent this to me a little while ago, the green areas are the parks also. So you'll be able to, it runs right beside 4 of them. Right beside those also. I'll make a motion, and I'm gonna try to get this all in there. I'll make a motion that we oppose the transmission lines, and that we also suggest an alternate route. That route would be the following existing right-of-ways or easements, highways that are already in place. And then, if we could look in, if we have any authority at all, where it does cross a county road, if we had any authority at all to look in to check and see if we could slow that process down, because of the road that we have. And then the other one, sir?
I'll second that.
Okay. And then the other one, if y'all don't mind, if you can bring it back, we need to get this letter out.
Yes, sir.
But part of the motion is to get this letter out with those in there, but also the interpleading. If you can bring that back to the court, the next meeting to see, if we want to be a part of it.
Yes, sir.
That should cover all the steps, I think. We good with that?
Will we have time? What's our next court date?
I believe it's the 24th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and my deal is though that this letter will get out before the end of next week, so we'll make sure we send it, certify it, and probably if we could prepare a resolution versus a letter, and I'm saying it needs to be signed by a member of the court. Would that be better, David, than just sending them a letter?
I believe so, Judge.
Okay. Are y'all okay with that?
Okay.
Can you give a second to that?
Second.
And every member of the
Give a
court
second.
signed.
Yes, sir. Yeah, versus just me signing. That way every precinct's represented.
Can we move on getting that lobbyist?
I will send an email to the city today, to see where we're at on that. We good? Then I will let y'all know. Are we good? We good? Okay. Y'all all right with that? You looking at it? Oh, I don't know if y'all can see my eyes moving through the glass. And I'm good. Okay. I have a motion. I gave the motion.
Second, Judge?
Mr. Vasquez, Commissioner Vasquez gave the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. And I want to thank y'all for coming and thank y'all for the phone calls over the weekend. I know that we had several phone calls over the weekend, as well as every other commissioner. And again, we put this on the agenda so we could get it in front of the people versus just trying to decide on it one way or another, to send the letter. Ma'am?
There is a deadline.
Yes, ma'am. The letter will get out before the end of next week, and then hopefully we will hire a lobbyist before then. Or can I say lobbyist?
The resolution will be out.
The resolution will be out before the end of next week. Okay. And then we will hire an individual to help us with our case at the state level. Okay? Thank y'all. That was it on that one, if y'all are okay. All right? Do y'all have, if y'all have any concerns, y'all can call my office or call the commissioner's office. My office is 774-7501. Y'all go back and look at the video also. My cell phone number is 734-0575, which a lot of y'all already have. And the commissioner's main office is 774-75, 656 or 75. Good luck. Well, I can give you each one of the county commissioners' numbers, right? 774.
7656.
7656, 774-7656. Again, you can go back at the video later on and get that number off the video. All right? Thank y'all. I usually don't call the commissioner's office, I usually call the commissioners. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna skip real quick. I'm gonna get to the hospital.
Number 18, Judge?
Sir?
Number 18?
Okay. Well, yes, it is. You're right. I jumped it. We're going to move on to item 18. That way, in case you need to leave. Discussion possible action regarding authorization for Commissioner Juan Carlos Vasquez to commence formal discussions, plan and negotiations related to Valverde Regional Medical Center, utilizing a space at the Antonio Tony Foss Annex for Medical Clinic. Any proposals resulting in said discussion, planning, and negotiation will be brought to Commissioners Court to further in-depth discussion, possible action. Before y'all get started, y'all have a couple of things going on. Cancer?
Yes, sir.
The facility. Can you give us an update on that?
Yes, so we are actively working on enhancing our outpatient infusion center with a USP 800 clean room. That is the infrastructure needed to be able to mix hazardous drugs, including chemotherapy. So right now, our infusion center does deliver treatment for certain conditions, but not cancer. We do treat rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune disorders. However, with this infrastructure, that will allow us to do the mixing that we need to. And it's not just for chemo, it's going to allow us to treat other things as well. But the infrastructure is the important. Step two is we already have some partnerships in motion with several hospitals that are interested in partnering with us. There is a hospital in Childress, Texas, up north in the Panhandle, population 6,000, and 15 years ago they came up with this concept, and they do limited chemotherapy. Now, what the future holds for us to start some type of oncology services, it is going to start limited. It's not going to be everything, because whatever practice we partner with is going to have to be comfortable doing some type of collaborative treatment for our patients in our community. But it's a start. In Childress, they treat lung cancer, colon cancer, and I believe it's prostate cancer.
And I wanted you to say this because this would be part of, it's just, you're bringing more healthcare to our community.
Yes, that's the biggest initiative.
With this and what you're doing right now. We had a cost of over 800. I think that's maybe dropped a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And then also you just had a gala.
Yes, we had a very successful inaugural gala for the Legacy Foundation. I haven't seen the final, final numbers after expenses, but it was just, the support in the room was amazing. And to have that type of turnout for our first event, unfortunately, everybody probably in this room too has been somehow affected by cancer. So it's something that we have to have in our community. And I think we're on the right path. We just have to align with the right partners and continue pushing the envelope. But it's a lot closer than we think, which is exciting. We just have to make sure that we make the right connections and continue not being stagnant. And it's hard. In rural healthcare, it's very difficult right now because a lot of hospitals are closing, rural hospitals, but fortunately for us, we're expanding services. So we're in the right path.
And we received an email yesterday on the grant. We applied for a grant, the county applied for a grant on an ambulance. We received email, so I'm gonna have to get back with you because they asked for more information.
Yes,
and I'll get with you today on that. I know that the question in the court had brought up a while back if maybe we could participate with some funds. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but if at all possible, if at some point we could bring something back to the court. And I know that there's legal issues and stuff we have to jump through because of they are a taxing entity and so are we. But if there's any way possible that maybe 150,000, that we could add to this cause, that would get them, it would go a long way. Yeah. Trying not to get emotional, because you just said that all of us had people that, with cancer. Sorry. I'm sorry, Commissioner. Go ahead.
That's okay.
And you're up, Commissioner.
Mr. Buralda, what I see here, I just wanted people to know about, you were talking about a clinic. Can you let the public know more or less what conceptual idea you have for
Sure.
out there for the middle of?
So Valverde Regional Medical Center we now have 2 rural health clinics, one at 1801 North Bedell, which has primary care. We're about to integrate some behavioral health into that clinic. And then we have the practice at 1200 Bedell, where Dr. Lindsay used to practice. That is now also a rural health clinic, and we've integrated behavioral health there too. So we have both primary care and behavioral health in there. But we want to expand our footprint. We think that bringing care to the community versus having people come to us is important. And one of the visits that we had to the Tony Foss Center, we just threw the concept of how nice would it be for the community that surrounds that Tony Foss Center to have a primary care clinic within, you have UMC, which is great, but adding to the access of care, right? For those people that maybe go to the 1801 clinic, having something closer for them. So the idea is that we would partner together and try to develop our 3rd rural health clinic in that area. So we would have primary care, which is just family medicine. We would love to have also some behavioral health, which would be a licensed professional counselor or a licensed clinical social worker in there, because you have to be able to take care of your physical health and your mental well-being at the same time, because it goes hand in hand. We're finding that concept works very well. It reduces the stigma of mental health as well, because you're not going to a separate practice for that. It's all integrated. It's just as important as diabetes, So that's what the idea was, that we would could we come up with a concept that would work in the Tony Foss Center to have a primary care clinic there?
Timeline, more or less.
I think from a regulatory and compliance standpoint, the accreditation for an RHC probably takes about 6 months. However, you need to have the clinic, you need to hire the people, you have to have so many patients on your caseload, which would not take long at all, because there's still long wait lines to get in and to get in faster. But once you get that done and you have a minimum of, I believe, of 10 patients established in the clinic, then we work with our accreditors to submit that application for the RHC designation. But we can start seeing patients as a non-RHC.
Okay. And the reason I bring that up is there's still some modifications that we're going to have to do to the facility. And those modifications we'll have to do now. So we'll need to do a walkthrough, another one with Mr. Velarde on the ADA stuff, so we can get that moving.
And I think what would be really helpful, Judge, is if we could get a drawing of the current layout, and then we could look to see, okay, what makes sense, what can we really fit in here, and what's, to make sure, like you said, ADA compliance, fire local compliance, and then also from a clinical standpoint, what we have to have in the clinic to make sure we're meeting code, in the exam rooms and all that.
Why don't you set something up with Carlos, and we'll do a walkthrough.
Okay.
Just a real preliminary, just to get an idea of the entrances and the exits.
Absolutely.
I know that gravelly area, we talked the other day about that gravelly, where it's gravel, that's going to have to be turned into concrete.
Yes,
Stone concrete, and then some ramps built also. But we can get that done now to enhance the facility anyway.
Yes, sir.
I'll give Mr. Carlos on that, Judge.
You entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge, planning and negotiations, first stages.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. Any questions? You good? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And Judge, just to let you know, just on the cancer topic, we're really big about, as far as the employees that work at VBRC, that if you try to do the right thing, things will align for you. So in addition to the cancer care that we're working on, I've connected with a surgeon who just signed his contract this weekend, but he's also a surgical oncologist. So he's going to come cover us 10 days a month, but would really like to be part of these discussions with the community about the cancer care, partnering. He's retired Air Force. He's working for the VA. He's going to separate for the VA. He wants to make this 10 days a month coming down here from San Antonio his main thing as he retires. But he's been to Del Rio, loves the area. So that only adds to the excitement of what we're trying to do. We'll have now 4 general surgeons working for us. So hopefully that means less patients having to be displaced to San Antonio for gallbladders, appendixes, because we don't have the appropriate coverage. We will now have that 30-day coverage moving forward. So that's exciting.
Well, again, me and you've had conversations. We have seen the improvement at the hospital under your direction. It's just unbelievable. I'm not going to throw rocks at the other lady as much as I'd like to, but we've really seen the improvement. You've raised the bar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there's still a lot more to do, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, anything we can help with, and as soon as they can figure out how we can give you money, then we'll
take
figure that out. Again, thank y'all.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Now we'll go back to item 8. Discussion possible action on approving letter for Whitehead Memorial Museum for permission to obtain a beer and wine license from TABC.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion, Commissioner Flores.
I will second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. Y'all have any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. We're good. Have a successful event. Don't forget to invite later. Discussion possible action hot tax funds for Brown Plaza Association, $4,500. They will fill out an application. They are a nonprofit.
Okay.
And part of the people that came the other day from Blossom, they did fill out an application, went through that process, and we have turned that in. Everybody else has filled out an application. They understand that if they are not a nonprofit, they will not receive funds until after they bring us receipts.
I will second that, Judge.
Yes, this is the same amount we gave last year, right?
Yes. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, we've already done. Item 11, discussion possible action to consider and act upon project for Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Outdoor Park. We've applied, well, just to cut to the chase. The only place that we've not applied for a grant for has been Precinct 3. This is usually the $750,000 grant. And this, the only place that we've not applied for a grant, for this grant has been Precinct 3. I would recommend that we apply for a grant for a park in Precinct 3 and let that precinct work on trying to get a park in Precinct 3. I would add Comstock.
In Comstock, that's where I would like
I
to
make
have
a
one.
motion to approve, Judge.
I'll second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion possible action providing breakfast and lunch for spay and neuter clinic. They came in a month ago, did 440 animals, spay and neuter. If we did that to what it would have cost the county to do those at the low end, which would be small dogs, not large dogs, it would have been over $110,000. What I'm asking for today is probably $5,000. I think is what it was. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just get my numbers together here before I say something and then it's wrong. There are over 40 individuals. And if you would allow $6,000 in order to do, if you're okay with that. $6,000 out of contingency just to feed them breakfast and feed them lunch.
Motion to approve, Judge, $6,000 out of contingency.
One thing that they did, Judge, is they extended their stay.
They can't because of the grant. They have a grant and these people, most of them are volunteers, so they can't. They come in, they're doing the work, and then they have to get back to their normal jobs. So they are in the process of trying to come down every quarter. They would do this later on this month. We are looking, wait a minute, I'm getting off here. Commissioner Flores, you gave a motion. Did I get a second?
Second, Judge.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. They're trying to come in hopefully every quarter or every 4 months, something like that, depending on the grants that they receive. Right now, we are looking for a facility with which to hold them. They need somewhere around 1,500 to 3,000 square feet, but it needs to be air conditioned. So right now, we're looking for a facility. I can tell you that they did the barn there at the 4-H, the first room, the first barn there as you go in, and they put plastics down, they do everything. It isn't, in the conversation that we had last week, I imagined that, I'm not trying to be gory here, but I imagine there was like blood everywhere. There's not. It's one of those deals, very clean, they put plastic on tables. It's a minimum amount of blood, and when they left, it was, it was probably cleaner than when they showed up. But we will be looking, I'll keep looking at you. We will be looking for a facility to be able to, and I don't know whether that, you have room down there?
Yeah.
But,
Make it work.
okay, all right. Sheriff, you here? If for some reason, we can't get these other facilities to work that we've been looking at because we're having issues with air conditioning, because they're warehouses. But maybe reach out to the commissioners, if you don't mind, and pick a facility.
Okay.
Okay, reach out to the commissioners and pick a facility. What we'll do is we'll set this money in an account and be able to use your credit card in order to buy food. Okay, does that work? Okay. And I'm going to chew that because we just gave that to you.
So, okay, put on my credit card?
If you can get with Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. That was easy. Delegated everywhere. We did good. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 13, discussion possible action on Sacred Heart using the stage.
Motion to approve, Judge, is presented.
Second. And motion, Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 14, discussion possible action on providing facility for Southwest Texas before we
Motion
make
to
it.
approve, Judge.
Let me read it real quick. Library or any other facility available Saturdays from 1 p.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. How are we going to do this? Are we going to keep the doors open because
The timing, Judge, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that was
the discussion?
concern last time, Judge, was, what's going to be the exposure to the county, not only from a maintenance standpoint, because you have to have somebody at the facility, probably security at the facility, and not to mention the fact that now we're talking about the dark, are there any other general liabilities that the county is going to have to assume?
So I think it wouldn't be a problem as long as they could keep them within our working hours, whether it be at the library or anywhere else, because the library.
It's exactly what we said last time, Judge.
So-
Once you start expanding those hours, it creates other issues.
Yeah.
So are they able to adjust their hours and have people come in later and leave?
What I can do is send them a deal if y'all are okay, send them an email that as long as they're willing to work within our scheduled hours at whatever the facility is, would y'all be okay with that?
I'll be okay with that.
Okay, well, I'll send them an email to that effect.
I'll second that, Judge.
All right. Well, we'll just table it? Or table? Yeah, motion to table. Bring it back, because that way I can go ahead and send them an email. Do I have a motion to table? Do I second?
Second, Judge.
All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 15, discussion possible action on approval to install a stop sign at the intersection of Cocobola Street and Buck Trail. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Commissioner Wardle. Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Item 16, discussion possible action ratify use of Tony Foster.
Motion to approve, Judge. Was a health clinic, fair judge that was hosted, and, just motion to ratify, Judge.
This is the one we talked about, Ron.
Yes, sir, Judge, correct.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
second that.
Second, Commissioner Flores. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 17, discussion possible action to approve the request.
Motion to approve, Judge, is presented.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. These facilities, get with RAM, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir, Judge.
We did it at the, and this might help solve some of the problems in the future. Depending on what time they're there, what time they're leaving. We just installed the locks at the community center where we don't have to open an open lock and everything. But if you have a facility that we're gonna be using for people to use and they're gonna be after hours or whatever, if you'll get with RAM, so you have a key.
Type of card reader, or what is it?
And then
Okay.
it can automatically lock.
I'll get with them on that.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 18, we've already done. Item 19, I have a motion to table. I'm gonna do that. Do I have a second? Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 20, discussion possible action on using funds from, for Judge Henry Fernandez portrait ceremony on April 24th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge, and,
And about $1,200.
$1,200 out of contingency? What-
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve and, $1,200 out of contingency.
And then if we'll put it, Matt, you wanna go ahead and put it in the 83rd, 63rd, in this 83rd account, that way they can use the card.
Third account, Judge.
Okay.
I'll second that, Judge.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. And y'all will all get an invitation to this also, and we'll post it. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 21, discussion possible action on issues encountered with the official list of registered voters during the joint primary election. First of all, my wife was on the, I guess, through van or something. And just to be transparent, my dad voted. My understanding is he didn't vote for me.
No, he voted
But he's been
Republican.
dead for 3 years. So, my concern is that he was on there. And y'all said he didn't vote,
No.
but he appeared on the
It was,
van.
I'll explain it, Judge. And this is, we wanted to come to you because we did have a lot of voters, spirited voters, who were, like I said, spirited, and told us that they would be contacting the judge, they would be contacting commissioners.
Well, my dad didn't contact me, but it
No.
was because I had to run.
Because they were a little upset.
But it was pretty scary that I go look through the list and.
Right.
Yeah.
And we get called a lot of names, ugly names, because we get blamed.
We're there, so we're the face, we're there,
Mm-hmm.
so. But, you know, in talking with VR, we are working together, and I am gonna be presenting them soon with a list, because we did have a lot of people. We've, encountered about 24 people during election day and early voting that were duplicates. They had 2 voter IDs, so they
How
were
many?
24.
24.
I myself have personally gone through the voter roll that we were presented, that was given to us by VR. Thus far, I have found 56. In addition to those 24, I have found 56 more duplicates of voter IDs, which I'm going to gather a list together and give to voter registration so those can be taken care of. And like we said, we did have an issue, Judge Owens, when you went in to vote. When we were having an issue with one of the machines you were checking in, and instead of backing you out, when we redid everything, it actually, because your father was still on that voter roll, our clerk accidentally pushed him instead of you. You went in, voted, but we caught it at the end of the evening. At the end of the evening, because we were off one, and we were like, there was less ballots in the tabulator, and there was one extra that had checked in, because you basically checked in twice. You checked in under your name and then your father's name.
Okay. I didn't.
No,
No.
no, you
Just to be
didn't.
perfectly
No, 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 no,
clear.
no. But when we checked you in, we accidentally checked you in under both. But we were able to back it up, but it has since been corrected to the state. It has been corrected in our system, which is our poll pad system. Now, and I know with VR, they have taken care of taking him off of the voter roll now. He is now off.
I'm gonna try real hard not to throw rocks or I'm picking on anybody, okay?
Mhm.
How do we, as a court, and again, I'm not trying to be nice, okay? But how do we as a court, I'm gonna go ahead and say we, but how do we feel that it's done right? And how do I get to that point? Does that make sense? I mean, we can't be we had an individual, she's not here, but her husband was in a different precinct.
Mhm.
They live in the same home and they lived in the same home for 30 years. And it wasn't messed up before.
No.
And then all of a sudden we do this election and it's messed up. I don't understand. I mean, and I'm having a really hard time understanding how it can be screwed up. I mean, I don't get it. Because if it's fixed,
Mhm.
it seems like it should remain fixed.
And this is something, and this is why we're coming to you, because we don't have that access to change those things. That's all in voter registration. We, as the county clerk's office, can only conduct the election. We receive the voter roll from voter registration. So we can't fix that. We pass it on, we give notes, we do statement of residences, which is another thing. We've had the same people again. Biggest complaint is, I've already done this. I did this at the last election. I filled it out. But our system, it tells us, when they come check in, it tells us they need to fill out a statement of residence. Because something within VR, whether they did not receive communication with VR to the voter, and so they get flagged into our system, stating that we need to verify their address, we need to verify their information, so that way that VR can fix it. But we've had a few people, again, this election who stated, I've already done this, I did this the last one. And once they do it once, they should get fixed and it shouldn't happen again. But it's continuing to happen.
Is there any way that when it gets fixed that we could tell why how it got messed up again? Is there anybody, like when you go in, if I go in the computer, Rand can go into my computer and figure out who went in. Is there some way to go in and keep track? So how do we figure out who unfixed it?
The one where the address changed, there wasn't a name, there was a number. So I don't know how that happened.
But somebody had to have gone in and changed it. Is there some way to look who was the last person to log in?
Yes, there is. There's an audit history that tells you the user who used it.
And how would we get that?
From the state, we would have to ask her, yeah.
I mean, this just isn't working.
Yes.
And I'm getting frustrated. I'm trying real hard not to cuss.
It is frustrating.
Or something, yeah. But it's frustrating because not only do y'all hear it, but if it's bad, we hear it.
Yes.
Right, and you go somewhere and, I looked for my father-in-law because I was really upset that he didn't go vote since my dad came and voted. He's been back for 4 years. But it's really not funny.
No, it's not.
It's just really not funny because there has to be a way. We've been talking about this long before I was judge.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been issues.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about one department, and I'm not saying go do that now,
Mm-hmm.
but right now I've got 2 departments, right? So it's like, well, you did something. Well, I didn't do it. I fixed it. No, over here it's not did. I did something. In just my opinion, and I'm not asking the court to decide on this, but if we gave it to one department, that way I'd have one department to go blame.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use the word blame,
Mm-hmm.
versus having 2 departments.
Right.
And then we can't figure out what the right hand, the left hand.
Right.
It's frustrating. So if it's frustrating for me, can you imagine what the voters are thinking?
It is, because we hear them. We hear them. We're there, we're standing there, and we
Yeah, but
allow
you hear
them.
the clean language, because the way I
Yeah.
talk, I hear the the cuss words.
No, and we get called every name in the book, and we stand there and we take it. But that's okay. I mean, that's part of the job.
No, that's part of our
and
job.
we're okay with
But
that.
our job should be to fix it.
Yes.
Where we
And
don't have
we
these
shouldn't have these issues.
And just people vote twice?
No, we always catch it, because when, this is how we're able to catch it. When they do check in and our clerks see it, they see that there's two, and they call us, and we're able to catch it, which is, in my system, which is our poll pad system, we're able to go in and make that second. We will call VR and ask them, which VOOD do we use? Because they have to tell us, because they have to merge those two together. And then they will let us know which is the correct VOOD number, which is the voter ID number. And at that point, I make the other one, or myself or Ruby will make that one ineligible, so that they can't show up on election day if they came and voted during early voting, show up another day, or show up on election day and try to vote again.
Are they getting mixed up when people are moving and the address doesn't
This
change?
is one of the errors. I know I had spoken to one of Ms. Garcia's clerks. She did tell me that they were having an issue with DPS, where we were having, when people would go in to renew their driver's license and they're checking off that they want to be registered voters, even though they already are registered voters,
Re-registered.
it's re-registering them. But there is a way. I spoke to Michelle Leatherwood, who is our state rep for TEAM, who manages who helps us manage our system, voter system, who said there is a way to check that. There's a duplicate. You go in to check for duplicates. From my understanding, what I was told by VR here was that they couldn't run that report where they could find those duplicates. But then I have Michelle from the state tell me, no, she should have been able to do that.
Can you
So
come
I don't.
up? That way we can hear you, if you don't
I
mind.
requested for them to show us how to run the duplicate
Mhm.
report, and I never did get a reply. I
Okay.
have it in email.
Can you request it again?
Yeah. Well, I am going through every single, I started with birthdays. And, 1 year we didn't have to use birthdays, so when we started using birthdays, we didn't have everybody, so they suggested start with 1/1/1990. So I went in, whatever you're supposed to do with it to make the oldest birthday go up first, and then I'm going down right now, I think I'm like in 85 or something like that. No, in 90. So I'm going through every single one. And there's ones where you have, say, the first name's Marina, and her last name is Vasquez on one and Martinez on another, or Martinez Vasquez, or there's more. I found a bunch, and we're getting rid of them. So, I mean, we're working on it.
And I
I've
also
got a
found,
question for y'all. How do you verify if they're registered in a particular precinct to vote?
to verify, we look up their voter registration.
But do you go by the Van app, or do you have a
No,
state list or county list?
we use
How
a
do you
state
do that?
system. It's a state system called TEAM. That's a system that the Secretary of State uses. That's the system we look up every
'Cause
voter.
I had a few constituents of mine that
Mhm.
voted for me in the past election,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all didn't allow them to vote on this one, and they were on the Van app as a precinct for,
It depended on if they did,
Well, on one-
address
on one
changes or anything
case,
like that.
Y'all let the wife, didn't let the husband. And there's several of those.
Unfortunately, sir, we have to go by what the
I
voter
understand, but
registrar.
how is it possible you let the wife and not the husband?
That's exactly what we,
That's
But
where,
again, you have a list that you have to go by.
yes,
And I guess that would be the concern is that,
we can't alter that list. We
no,
can't
I
change
get
it.
it, but if the list is wrong,
Mm-hmm,
there has to be a way to fix it. And that's why we're here now.
mm-hmm.
I just want to fix.
Yes.
I don't know,
As
what-
do
I
we.
don't know what the answer is. And, you know, do we need to do an external audit, hire a company to come in to figure out who had changed it, how it got unfixed? I mean, I don't understand. There has to be a way to help.
Because when you go in, you can see everything that's ever done on a voter registration. It has a line, and it'll tell you the date that the change was made, and it tells you the user ID. Every person who has access to the TEAM system has a user ID. All we have to do is ask state, who is that user ID belong to?
So we can see
And I can tell
who's
you-
changed it.
I can tell you that it's the infamous 8691. It's a user ID, and that's one of her deputy clerks.
Okay, and not, not to throw rocks, because I'm better than everybody else. How do we look at it? How does this court look at that report so we can, who gets to print that report for us so we can look at it, so we can determine, okay, that's the person that keeps changing this. But because at some point, that person needs to go.
Accountability.
Yes, sir.
We have access to see that in the audit history of every voter, as does, Lily, of course, her
Somebody
office.
needs to print that for us.
Judge, just make an order, make a motion.
No, but it's in the individual voter's audit history. I don't know if there's a report that we can print who's making changes, like, oh, what is this user doing?
But you did say that.
But you can look, if we find an error in one voter, and we look in their audit history, so let's say we're looking up your voter registration, we go to your audit history, we can see the changes being made and who the user
But you
is.
said you had 20 some odd, and then you went to 50 some odd people.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Those are duplicates. Those are just people on the voter roll twice. I even found an individual who's on there 3 times. And his birthday is off like by 1 day, but it's the same individual, same address, same everything.
Was it fixed and then unfixed?
I couldn't even tell you because I have to go in to look, because right now I'm going through all 30,000 names individually.
Well,
right now.
and the lady that works for us, her husband, we could go back and actually pick them to see how they became unfixed.
Yes, you can go back. If I look up her husband's voter registration, we can go look at the audit history, and it'll tell us the date it was changed and who changed it.
Let's do this. Do y'all have people that y'all know that are messed up?
I have a couple of them, Judge. Names, actual names.
Do you have some?
Not recent,
Over?
yeah.
Well, let's do this. I'm going to make a motion that the members of the court will give me a list of names. That way we can go in, and if y'all will pull the history on them to see how they were fixed, unfixed, and who were the people that touched those accounts. Would that be okay? And because we're going to keep talking about this, at some point, I think, and it's just not speaking for the court, it needs to be one department handling this. That way we can hammer on one department versus trying to figure out who to hammer on. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And I'm not trying to form a different department, a whole different department. But part of my motion is that if y'all will give me a list, we will compile that list, send it to y'all, and if y'all will go through there and look to check and see who has touched these accounts, who has touched these voters, and how come they were fixed, unfixed, or whatever. Now I'll make that motion.
I'll second that, Judge.
Because we could keep on.
Yes.
And it's not gonna
It
get
doesn't,
fixed.
yes.
It's not gonna get
And
fixed.
Judge, I had a question, in regards to this. Any issues with the machines? Any complaints? I went in there and, this thing, I would never take my ballot. Literally 10 times spit it out, 10 times spit it out.
I will tell you this. We did get a call from our vendor midway through early voting. Our express votes, they have to be calibrated to the thickness of the thermal paper that's being used, the ballot paper that's used. When they first did every year we get maintenance done on our machines, every year. It's part of our contract. This last year when he came and did the maintenance on it, they calibrated the machines through the thermal paper at a certain thickness. Well, midway through the early voting period of this primary, we got a phone call from our vendor from ES&S. They let us know that their vendor who does the thermal cards, who ships them out, they changed the thickness of that thermal paper without letting them know. So it was mixed.
So y'all were getting complaints on that? 'Cause
Yes.
I had 3 other people.
Yes.
Wouldn't take their ballots.
So what was happening, the machine was not calibrated for the thickness of that paper. So one night after we closed, we had all the election workers help us and we recalibrated those machines. They sent us instructions on how to calibrate. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. But after that, after we recalibrated, it got better. So we're getting maintenance done before the next elections. We're getting maintenance done again, and we're gonna make sure that's fixed. But, yeah, it was the calibration of the thickness of the paper.
That's part of the
Do y'all
security of
keep
the system.
possession of those blank ballots between elections, or do you send them back?
We keep possession of them.
So we're gonna still have 2 different thicknesses of ballots.
No, every election, we order a new batch. It basically they become part of the retention records, and they get basically, they just get stored for 2 years, and after that, it all gets shredded.
One other thing, your daddy was not the only one on the voting list that was deceased. And when this comes up on other occasions is when we do jury lists. Sometimes we get people coming in crying and saying, I'm so sorry, but he's already passed away. And somewhere there along the way, those deceased people do not get put, and they come up on the jury list also. And when that happens, then we make sure
Yeah,
that
and
they get
that's
put
a
out.
totally different other problem because
Yes,
what would
it
you
is.
end up with?
Like I said, I'm going through the
Related that way.
birthdays, and the oldest one has a 1990 because it didn't have a birthday since whenever they registered. So that one's probably deceased too, but we would have to check with the city.
All right. Well, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
One other thing, Judge, if I could, there was an incident also with the lady that did the application. Which one? The lady that did the application online, and it didn't get finished up, and we let her vote.
She did a provisional ballot, but she was, eventually, I know, Ms. Lilly was able to override it. The state override her application, and you approved her provisional ballot, and her ballot was counted. Yeah.
And the Republican Party is here, the chair? Oh, here?
Yes, Ms. Sharon?
If you have a list of people that might have complained to you for one reason or another, that they weren't in there, were in there, they had to vote in the wrong spot, or husband and wife lived in the same home but weren't, they had to vote in different precincts, if you'll get me a list, I'll add it to my list, that way we can look at it, if you don't mind. All right? All right, I already took a vote. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Item 22, sorry, Rob. Discussion possible action on amendment to number 1 to the current administrative service contract between Valverde County and Equity CDC to include the administration of Colonia SHC contract. On motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 23, discussion possible action to approve draw request number 3 under Colonia Self-Help Center contract.
Second.
On motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. You're doing an amazing job. If there's a couple people with this rain that their roofs blew off, leaked, whatever, we're gonna be sending them to you. Some of them are in the colonias.
Please do.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 24, discussion possible action requesting authorization to have license plates for 2025 Chevrolet Silverado signed. Okay, motion Commissioner Vasquez, do I have a second? Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Sheriff. Amazing job. You took my veterans officer.
Yeah, I'm still pissed about that.
We can cut his positions in the budget. He'll come back. I'll just play it. Discussion possible action on burn ban prohibition on all outdoor burning. Before we get into this, in the unincorporated area of Valverde County for 90 days, I'd signed a burn ban in effect. Chief, do you think it's still necessary with the amount of rain that we've had, or do you want to just go ahead and do away with the burn ban that was in effect that I'd signed? Okay, and then you can bring it back later. So I'll entertain a motion to do away with the burn ban that we.
Motion to do away with the burn ban, Judge.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Vasquez, second. All those in favor? Aye. Everybody against? Motion carries. Discussion possible action on allowing City of Del Rio the use of 400 county chairs for their annual employee event. I'll entertain a motion. The chairs are in Valverde.
We do have
Fairgrounds.
Motion approved.
Commissioner Vasquez, second. Commissioner Flores, second. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Aye, sir. Item 27, discussion possible action allowing the Sheriff's Department for use. Okay,
I need to discuss.
I have a motion. Commissioner Vasquez, did I get a second?
I'm not going to discuss it.
Sir?
I want to discuss it before voting.
There you go. You're up, sir.
The parking lot's disintegrating with these driving trains. It's going to pieces. And I encourage the rest of the court to visit the parking lot. And we need to come up with with solution. It's gonna be expensive to repave it.
Okay. Well, we can go measure it, see what it costs to pave it off. If we do, then we'll have to figure out, well, we try to address it in this next year's budget. That work?
Yes, sir.
Maybe the sheriff has, some funds available.
He ain't got no money. Yeah, and OLS isn't gonna let us pay the parking lot. Yeah, I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. God bless you, put a lot on here. Item 28, discussion possible action approval of amending plat modifying dimensions of lots 702, 703, Lake Ridge Ranch Phase 7, out of lot 702, 703, Lake Ridge Ranch Phase 7, Valverde County, Peterson, recorded in slides 572, map of records, okay.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This amending plat is presented by Amistad Consulting Services, and the owners are Edward Osuna, Jennifer Osuna, and Celia Flores. There's an existing structure built on each one of the properties, and the recently built structure on lot 702, lot 703, that is encroaching on the existing line of 702. So this is a way to amend the division line between the two lots. This amending plat will follow the requirements for section 232.011 in the portion of adjusting lot lines between two adjacent lots. There is no requirements following that procedure to send out notices to the other neighbors. There's no requirements to publish on the newspaper or have a public hearing. This was presented to Amistad Land Use Commission, and unfortunately we have no quorums established for that, so there's no recommendation from them. I'm bringing this for your approval. Still needs to go to the city for their approval. We received a letter from Lake Ridge Ranch, and they're okay with this amending plat.
And what the two lots still end up with still meet the minimum requirements?
Yes.
Correct. So we're still, bless you. Okay, Commissioner,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
a motion, Commissioner Garcia, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 29, discussion possible action on final approval of replat modifying the remainder of lot 2 and remainder of lots A and B and establishing lot 4 of Chaparral Estate subdivision, commercial subdivision, lot A. What is this?
This is the revision of a plat proposed by Dirksen Engineering, and the owner is Gustavo Flores. This has been presented six weeks ago on the 23rd of January in 2026. We send out notices to all the neighbors within 200 feet. It's been posted on the county website for over 30 days. It still needs to go to the city for final approval on their side, and they're requesting for the connection taps to each lot.
Okay, and this is something that was already brought to us before. Concern that I had was that the water and sewer taps would be paid.
Correct.
All right. If there's a motion made to approve contingent on that, would probably be better.
Yes.
Because we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And that's what the
We can do that.
city's doing the same thing.
Yes.
So basically, everything's good, am I right, Judge?
He needs to provide the water and sewer. It can be contingent upon that.
Motion to approve contingent on
Water and sewer tap?
water and sewer tap.
I have a second. I'll give the second. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. I gave the second. You only need to abstain. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. And one abstention. Item 30, discussion possible action approving resolution authorizing execution of an advanced funding agreement with Texas Department of Transportation for Cinegas pedestrian improvements. This is part of the first phase in order to begin the sidewalks on Cinegas Road. The roadway, we are going back out for bid, but
Approve the second, yes.
yeah, well, going back out for bid on the Cinegas Road. The sidewalks, we do have a grant, 2.3 million, I think it's closer to 2.3. but this is an advanced funding agreement that we need to get in place in order to begin to move forward with that grant process.
Motion to approve, Judge.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, right here, second, Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 31, discussion possible action on designating a local government primary point of contact, project manager, and local government responsible person in charge for TxDOT project CSJ 0922-11-052, Senegas Terrace pedestrian road. On this one here, can it be the same person?
Correct, Judge. The responsible person in charge needs to have a certification for LGP 101. I currently have that one, and the project manager can be the same person.
I would recommend Carlos and put it on his plate.
I will make a motion to.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. It's like condolences.
Okay.
Good luck. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 32, discussion possible action authorizing county judge to sign.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 33, discussion possible action on approving certificate of compliance. Before we get into this, with plat requirements for 660 Las Palmas Drive, Las Palmas subdivision, Unit 2, Lot 14. These people here, you bring them to us for certificates of compliance, even though the road's not in compliance.
Yeah, and we're bringing this just because I don't believe the owner's fault that the developer's not paving the road.
We've had this conversation, but I personally don't mind approving this because, but there has to be something we can do with these people that are, this one as well as Moreno, just, even if it costs us a little bit of money to sue the developer, I have a hard time because the street, they've given it to somebody, but somebody is us and we've not accepted it. So it still belongs to him, but he's not paying taxes on the street. If it still belongs to him, can we sue him?
Well, if he's not paying taxes on property that he still.
And there has to be something we can go back at this developer for, just the same way in Moreno, because they're gonna keep coming to us. And his dad, when he was here, he wanted to fix the street, and he can't fix the street because the street's not up to any standard. TxDOT at some point is gonna get mad and close the right of way because they've been, what, 6, 7, 10 years, whatever, they haven't fixed the right of way to TxDOT standard. And when they had the permit, they never did, they never did fix it. Now the standards have gone up, but now they can't afford to fix the entryway. So at some point, it's gonna be thrown on our lap. I'd rather figure out who the owners are, bring it back to court, and see if the court in 2 weeks wants to go after these people.
There needs to be accountability.
Yes, sir.
This whole thing's about making money and they're not doing it right.
And again, it's just, we just keep kicking both cans down the road. This poor person, I get it, they bought a lot, street wasn't, but they were promised a lot when they were promised a lot, not property, but that the street was belonging to the county. It should ain't ours, right? So, I mean, Jesus Christ. At some point, we're gonna have to get in the middle of it. And I think we've come to that point. Okay. I'll entertain a motion, to go ahead and get this done. The compliance certificate. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. That's in your
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 34, discussion possible action on approving change order number 1, with Alas LLC, increasing the amount by $1,200 for labor. Second. Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 35, discussion possible action on
Make a motion to approve, Judge, $15 from the OLS grant.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 36, Jesus Christ.
Motion to approve, Judge, item number 36 on the auction.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second. Second, Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 37, discussion possible action authorizing the purchase agent solicit request for qualifications for engineering firm for a sidewalk construction project in precinct
Motion
4.
approved, Judge.
I will second that, Judge.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 38, discussion possible action authorizing person to solicit requests for qualifications from professional firms to conduct an
Motion
environmental.
approved, Judge.
Second that, Judge.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 39, discussion possible action authorizing person to advertise for bids for the sidewalk construction.
Second, Judge.
On the motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 40, discussion possible action
I will make a
authorizing.
motion to approve, Judge, item number 40.
Sir,
Table? I'll make a motion to table, Judge, I'm sorry, number.
table 40?
Number 40.
Second. Okay, we have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor of the table? Aye. And we will bring back 40. This table after executive? Or just table?
No, after executive.
Okay. All right.
We're good.
All right. Item 41, discussion possible action authorizing the purchase agent to advertise for bids for water well construction precinct 2, Robert
Make a
Bob.
motion to approve, Judge.
Second, motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 42, discussion possible action authorizing president to solicit requests
Make a
for.
motion to approve, Judge, item number 42.
Second. Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 43, discussion possible action agent to advertise for bids for the
Make a motion to
construction.
approve, Judge, item number 43 as presented.
I'll second that, Judge.
Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. And Karen, all these projects, when you look at them, these are all, Robert Bob Salinas, the sports complex behind the 7th and 8th grade that we're partnering with. Okay. When people ask if there's no movement, there's all kinds of movement. Behind the 7th and 8th grade. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 44, discussion possible.
Judge, presented.
I will second that, Judge.
Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? And this one here evidently, item 45, we hadn't changed it in our policy, but, we're changing it now, from 37.5 to 40 hours. And that, 40 hours were approved by this court.
Make a motion to approve, Judge, as presented.
Second.
A motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor, aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. And on item 46, they're all in compliance.
No, F and G, the dates are wrong. It's March 3rd, 2026 on both F and G.
I will make a
March
motion to
3rd?
approve,
Yes, March 3rd.
Judge, with the changes on both dates.
I'll second that. I've got a question on D. Is that a promotion or, I mean,
Yes, she is being promoted to a position, but
Yeah,
it's
and those
two.
positions.
One went to 2.
Yeah, those positions were brought to the court. Chief Ortiz was like 70-something, went down to 68. Two
Yes.
positions were created.
That's right.
One position was lost, so the funds were actually set there. And the court had approved that before,
Yes.
to create 2 positions. Any other questions? No. Motion Commissioner Vasquez,
Thank
second
you.
Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 47, approving bills for payment.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner.
You wear glasses?
All right, I'm sorry.
You got glasses?
Do I?
Doesn't you always wear glasses?
I do, but
Yeah,
we had an issue, so we're gonna go this way. You know, father time is a mother, right? So, all right.
Well, you
here we
just
go.
caught me off guard. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
Father time.
Yes.
Approving bills for payment from
Somebody
somebody.
motion to approve, Judge. I'll second.
Motion Commissioner, I'm sorry, I just got off. I just looked up and you were wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Commissioner Vasquez, gave the motion. Commissioner Wardlaw gave the second. Is there any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 48, discussion possible action.
Motion approved.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Commissioner Garcia. Do we have any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Everything's okay. Item 49, discussion possible action following certifications of revenue.
All of those, they've been looking for quotes, so operating on all those, there's no asset changes or anything, we're just repairing.
Motion approved. Present it.
And then the Sam Houston will be traveling training.
Yes. Okay. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 50, discussion possible on the following budget adjustments. $325,000, general fund capital, which it is in there, to new special fund account for ADA. In the budget that y'all approved last year, we had $325,000 set aside for ADA building compliance. But it was in capital. Now we're just moving it over. That way we can begin to use the funds, either for signage or concrete or whatever. Some of the projects that we're going to be looking at are a lot of signage to begin with. We already have a list, and a parking lot that's back here in the back that is in terrible shape. And I brought up a little while ago the gravel, his precinct, that's to be ADA compliant, and some of that stuff will be it's on their part. Okay, so just some of the things, but we need to move it over in order to be able to.
Right, we're going to create a special fund. It's probably going to last past the fiscal year, so it'll just be in that fund, and we'll just carry over.
Okay.
Is that, we good on that?
But we'll bring it back to the court if we go to carry it over.
Okay, and then we did have 12 and 20 is also budget adjustments, just so they're under there.
Okay.
They've already been.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, Judge, to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you.
Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 51, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, attorney-client privilege. B 551.071, contemplated litigation. C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. D 551.073, regarding negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. E 551, regarding security devices, security audits, and/or security personnel. If y'all will give us room, we'll go into executive session. Yeah. We tabled item 40. We can come back to item 40. Let me read it. Discussion possible action authorizing purchase agent to advertise for bids for parking lot construction at the Robert Bobby Chavita Sports Complex located in Precinct 2, San Felipe Del Rio Consolidated Independent School District. Will fund the materials, and Valverde County will fund the labor from the tax note 2023 sports complex account, or the project may be completed.
I will make a motion, Judge, to approve the item as presented, item number 40.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner, did you say? Yes, sir. Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Everything else we've already done. We'll go on to item 52, Commissioner's comments. Done. Item 53, County Judge's comments. This past spring, it was a lot all at once. And the normal areas that flooded. That always flood. I want to thank the commissioners for everything that y'all did. I know that y'all were all out in y'all's precincts trying to get water moving. I want to thank y'all for that, and thank you. Have a meeting with the city
Tomorrow morning, Judge, hopefully we'll have a meeting hopefully with Mr. Greg Velasquez, and hopefully the mayor will be there concerning the flooding issues on Lawson Lane on that retention pond that the city built.
All right. And you're fixing to clean up fence, just that way people, when they start calling.
Right now.
There's a fence at the duck pond, in case we start getting pictures of Precinct 4 is cleaning up the fence right there at the duck pond. He will do it, because the fence is hanging out into the right of way.
The water pushed it out into County Road right away.
So that way, when Real Joe Real starts putting it on the news, we've already put it out.
Yeah.
And you're cleaning culverts.
I'm cleaning culverts all over Precinct 3.
And you're picking up trees.
Picking up trees and checking the drainage down south.
Okay. Whose birthday? Commissioner Wardlaw? Oh, my God.
Second year in a row, Judge, you're turning it into a tradition.
We are. Well, didn't realize it, but
If y'all will please join me in singing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Commissioner Warren. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And Judge, just for the record, I think they have some cake there for Commissioner Wardlaw.
Okay.
I remember this morning, so I got him a little cake earlier. Just FYI.
We need to start putting this
Y'all
thing back
come
on
over.
the agenda. Get some. All right, is that it? Sharon, we good? Everybody's good? Becky, told you? Everything good? Okay, we're gonna move on then. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Judge.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good